Alrighty guys, first I'm going to start off with priming my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer. I said before I was kind of indifferent with this primer because it left my eyes a little dry, but because of the color of the pigments that I'm using and I want to try to get them to show up, this is a little brighter, so we're going to go in with this. A lot of people were comparing this primer to the P. Louise. I don't have the P. Louise, so I can't compare it to that. But it's just something about this primer. It just kind of like throws me off. Alrighty, here's the palette here. And I want to try to go in, I want to try to use these three colors here. Like I said in my unboxing video, I want to try to use Papel Picado and Amor Eterno in my look. When I swatched the two, they seemed like they were like the same color and they didn't show up. You know, I am of a deeper skin tone, so I want to try to use those and see how they turn out. The first color I'm going to go in with is Atoll. And I want to use that as like a transitioning color. Next color I want to go in with is Mexicana. And I want to put that in my crease and a little up into my brow bone. And I'm using my MAC 224 brush, just to give it just a little light wash. Next, I want to go in my crease again with that Mexicana with a smaller brush, and I want to deepen it a little bit. The brush I'm using next is the Sedona Lace EB15, and I'm taking that on the tip of the brush and packing it into my crease. Now with my MAC 224, I'm going back into that Atoll color and I'm going to put that on my brow bone. Next I'm going in with the Morphe 411 brush and I'm going to pick up the color Chocolate and place that in my crease. Now I'm going back in with Mexicana on top of the Chocolate, just so I can get the color blend that I want. Okay, now that I have everything blended, I went in and started cutting my crease. Oh, see, there it goes again. And I thought I was filming while I was cutting my crease, and I wasn't. And I was saying, let me stop talking because I'm getting the concealer on my eye. So just to let you know, I went in with Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define in C1. And it's kind of hard for me because one eye is bigger than the other. I figured that out because a lot of times I'll do a look and then I'm looking and I'm like, oh, that's sharp. And then I look and I'm like, okay, one is lower and one is higher. What gives? So I did that, used my fingers, blend it out. I'll fix that later. Okay, I'm gonna try to go in with my MAC 242, and I'm gonna pick up that color, this color here, Papel Picado. That's this color here, and it's like that lime green, and this is one of the colors, like it's the Papel Picado and the Amor Eterno that I'm kind of concerned about if it's going to show up on my eyes. So let's see if it does. I'm going to start it off in my inner corner. Okay, I'm recording. I'm like, wait a minute, am I recording or not? And like I say, sometimes, you know, with looks like this and everything, it depends on your base and it depends on the brushes that you use for the color payoff that you want. And even though, like on deeper skin tones, a lot of times we don't get the color payoff that everybody else does of fairer skin tones. So I want to make sure that I got it good and packed in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop here, and then I'm gonna do just what I did over here. Alright, I think they're the same, but since I messed this up here, I'm gonna go back in with some more of that chocolate and try to cover that up. So the next color I think I'm gonna go into, I think I want to try this Amor Eterno and pack that. I'm going to take my MAC 248, this brush here, and pack that on just right here. And I'm using packing motions. Now I want to go in with some more of that Mexicana. And I want to concentrate that right here, outer edge. And I'm using this brush is so old. It's by Echo Tools. So, and I just want to kind of like pat that on right in here, and just pack it. A lot of times colors do better, you know, mattes and things like that do better when you pack them. And then you want like brushes like this. And kind of what I'm doing is I'm trying to marry the colors together. I'm gonna go back in with some of that chocolate. Just pack it on my outer corner. See how it, like, once you pack it, it kind of blends the colors and gives you a different color. So now that we got that, I think this color Serape, I want to do something different with this color here. I'm gonna try it on one eye. If it jacks up, then I'm pissed, but we're gonna try it out. This is the Sigma Pinpoint Concealer, and I'm gonna try it with this one. I don't know if I want to quit while I'm ahead or keep going. Alright guys, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, come back and show you my final look. I really surprised myself with this look. This was not actually the look that I was going for, but I'm gonna say this, when is it ever? You know, a lot of times when I do looks, I'll be like, this isn't the look I was going for and it went this way. But as long as it turns out good, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on this palette since it's like my first impressions. I love this palette. You know, I was a little nervous from my unboxing, you know, the two colors that kind of concerned me were the Papel Picado and the Amor Eterno. Because when I swatched them, number one, they were kind of like, they didn't like really, you know, like really swatched. And then when I looked at them, because if you see in the video, I kind of like look and I'm like, wait a minute. They looked like they were the same color. But then again, I didn't have on a base. It was just, you know, arm swatching. And that's why I swatched on my arm, because, you know, a lot of us brown girls, you know, we look at palettes and things. We want to wear bright colors too. And then a lot of times those colors just don't show up on us. I'm glad to say that these two colors showed up and showed out in this look. Now, this palette has 10 colors. And I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors out of this palette. And the colors that I didn't use were the Agua Ardiente and Alegria. And the Alegria is like a shimmer. And it wasn't that I didn't use them because I didn't want to. The colors that I had picked, that was enough. So I'm gonna have to do a look with those colors, incorporate those colors, and then, you know, throw some of the other ones I already used in. So for me, I can actually say that this palette is brown girl, woman of color friendly. Now, the other thing that I used was the highlighter. Now, when you first look at it, it looks like a goldy pink, but when it goes on, it's like pink. Look at that highlight. You see that? If you have any thoughts of picking this palette up or anything from the collection, it's going to be released on Black Friday. And I was lucky enough, I signed up for their emails and I got early access. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I do a look with the Muerte palette. So thanks, and I'll see you soon. Bye.